Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Smackdown review with us, the British Fist.
Catching
Mr. Parkin here in my yellow fluorescent t-shirt. This guy sitting next to me, because he's going out after this review in his lovely shirt. It's none other than NJ.
What's up?
Dressing up for the ladies, posing up like Randy Orton. Subscribe above, like this video, and comment your thoughts on this edition of Smackdown down in the comment section below.
Make you contact us, and then it your books below.
Have you been drinking Monster, NJ? Because you seem a little bit hyper. So this week's edition of Smackdown, I guess we'll just go right onto it. We open up with a Miz TV segment this week. You get Miz opening the show, talking about how Kofi Kingston beat him for the Intercontinental Championship on main event on Wednesday.
And the key word you said is open the show, because that's what he really did in this opening segment. He opened it.
I mean, pretty much the whole, the Miz TV segment, it's his segment, but he didn't really... You know, the segment went on very, very long, didn't it? I mean, I just want to analyze this chronologically, NJ. That's how I like to do these things. You get Miz has got some stitches from his loss with Kofi Kingston. So Kofi Kingston is now the new IC champion, which happened on main event. Which I'm not sure you should really have title changes on a tertiary program, essentially.
It's not really the best idea, especially when the IC belt was brought up quite highly by Cody Rhodes, and then it went through Christian and stuff, so it's been held by some good wrestlers. Then also when Miz gets it, it goes back to certain not very good booking, and now it's going against Kofi. He's gone from the tag team to the IC, and this could have been a good Hell in a Cell feud. It possibly still going to happen for the rematch, but the fact it's done so many times, yeah, exactly, especially with other matches tonight, you don't really hype up to want to see it.
You know, he says he's going to invoke his rematch clause at Hell in a Cell, but the problem is now we've seen it on Raw, we've seen it on main event, so now we've got to pay for it. That's not really how it works, is it, essentially? But then we get, he introduces Team Hell No to the segment, and the interaction here between Daniel Bryan and Kane was pretty good. The Miz and, of course, Daniel Bryan interaction was there. You had Kane's, I got this, and Daniel Bryan, no, I got this. It was some really nice interaction which we've come to know between Kane and Daniel Bryan, which is what has made the storyline so entertaining so far.
Because the good thing about this is that, yes, there's some people have noticed in our comments in our past videos that don't think the Miz is the best mic talker, but when he was going up against Bryan here, he really put Bryan down, like saying, you're the one who's going to cost the belt at the Hell in a Cell match, you're going to be the one to do it. And then he went on and spoke about Kane. Then Kane had his mic work when Daniel Bryan kind of got Kane to defend him against Miz. This was quite nicely done, because you had Miz, great mic work, because his involvement in wrestling is not that great, so his mic work's the only thing that's holding him up right now. Then you had Kane. I just thought the interaction between these three were definitely rock solid for this opener.
Yeah, and if that was all that there was in this opener, I would have said great opener. But then you had to have Big Show coming out, squaring to Daniel Bryan and Kane. Then you had to have Dolph Ziggler coming out, and it felt like a fucking Raw opener. Pretty much, and Dolph Ziggler comes out saying he's going to cash in at Hell in a Cell. They all squabble for a little bit. Out comes Booker T. Miz owns him as well. He's like, what are you going to do? You're going to make a tag team match? He's like, no, actually I'm not. I'm going to make a tag team match for our main event.
This was really strongly done, because you had the Miz again. Yes, he got a bit pushed back while the other wrestlers were in the ring, but he came forward, straight back into the GM's face, which you would expect from a heel to do, go against the GM. Very nicely done there. But Booker T did say one key line that really stands out how he feels about Miz and the IC Championship. He says, oh yeah, I almost forgot about you. And I'm like, yeah, you pretty much have. For this IC belt, you've only recently started to get him involved, give him a feud, give him involvement. So in a way, yeah, but I enjoyed the opener, even though it was long.
The opener was very long, unfortunately. It's a Miz TV segment, and it all of a sudden became about everyone else other than Miz. They tried to do a lot in this opener. It went on very long. But essentially, we got the main event out of it. They did a lot of things in this segment. It just dragged and dragged, and it felt like a Raw opener to me. It really did.
It did, and then he says, well, we've got one thing. You're going to be facing this person.
What, me? Oh. What, Chico? What, over there?
No, it's none other than
Randy Orton. So we get Orton versus Miz in the match. It's weird, isn't it? Seeing stop stealing my spotlight. It's weird seeing Orton after the opener, isn't it? We're kind of used to seeing all the other wrestlers there, aren't we?
Yeah, in fact, that Orton came out. Yeah, we had predictions, like you said, Ryback. I was thinking 10 side, but it came out to be Orton. And I guess you've got Orton, who's got a match at the pay-per-view. You've got Miz, who maybe has a match at the pay-per-view. So these kind of matches I'm kind of against, but when we saw this, we knew what the outcome was going to be by the end.
Yeah, I mean, you had Del Rio in the Skybox. They had comments saying he'll be the next Apex Predator. And during the match, like we said, there was comments from Del Rio hyping up their match. It was a nice, simple booking decision there to kind of hype up their match without talking to each other too much. Randy Orton gets the win over Miz in a pretty decent match, in my opinion. The match got a very good length. The problem with these matches for me is that, yes, why are you putting a mid-carder like Miz against a guy like Randy Orton? It kind of just... It doesn't... Where's the logical booking here?
Well, it's the point I made during Smackdown, which I find quite sad, that Miz used to be at Orton's level, used to put on great matches, great main event matches, and now he's slipped down, and now it doesn't look right, feel right, but I do look forward to the Miz probably coming out of this hole that he's got in over the last year.
Well, I mean, in the sense that you've got Miz there, who's the Intercontinental Champion. You now have to put him under the bus for Randy Orton. I mean, why does the Intercontinental Champion or any of the mid-carders, why do they always get put under the bus for the main eventers? Why can't they look strong in their own, mid-card division, which is essentially what they're in? I don't know, it just really annoys me. And apparently, this comes at the news that Randy Orton really wants to go heel. What a surprise. I mean, he's no good as a babyface, so they do need to turn him heel at some point. The only trouble is, they don't really have the amount of babyfaces yet to really compensate to turn him heel. It's very similar to the John Cena situation, really.
And you people better agree, because I'm a face, and I'm going to punch you in the head.
Poke you in the head?
Punt.
Oh, I thought you said
punch you in the head.
Just the way you went like that, I thought you meant poke you in the head. Okay, so after that match, we get Team Rhodes Scholars versus Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd. Hell, it got Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel on TV. The segment made the Team Rhodes Scholars look strong. They gave them a win. They're still going to have that tournament match on Raw if Ray can get over his sickness.
Yeah, with this, I'm glad to see Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd involved. I think they are great wrestlers who, if they got continued booking, like I've said many times, they could have been somewhere then where they're not right now. But this match, it was okay, but obviously they were just being used to give Team Rhodes and Sandow the win.
Team Rhodes Scholars the victory.
Yeah.
And after that we get another tag team match. Team Hell No versus Big Show and Ziggler, the match which was hyped up from the opener. The match itself, again, was pretty decent. You're trying to hype up Big Show versus Kane for the Raw match. You're also trying to get Team Hell No on TV. Dolph Ziggler still hasn't got a few, so you're kind of just sticking him in with these guys. At the end of the day, after the decent match, Daniel Bryan submits Dolph Ziggler after Daniel Bryan tags in. Are you really surprised Dolph Ziggler did the job? You got the tag champs and Big Show in there, really?
No, I really weren't expecting, because at the minute, Team Hell No are getting really good booking, winning their matches, getting involved in main eventers. So, in my opinion, it was predictable, but the match was okay. But again, another match on SmackDown where we knew where the result was going.
Yeah, and I guess, at least the tag champs are getting booked strongly, and they're getting booked in prevalent spots on the TV show. That's one of the reasons I like the way Triple H is now booking this tag team division now. And I've got a question out there for you and you guys out there. Are you now looking forward to Big Show versus Kane after what you saw on that?
Big Show and Kane is a match that we're going to say by the end of this SmackDown, gets done numerous times. It loses its big impacty feeling. So the fact we get it on Raw again, yes, it's got a bit more of a different story that Kane's now part of the tag team and he's trying to take out people, but I don't really want to see as much as I am a Kane fan.
Yeah, and they kind of give away the result of the tag team tournament finals, really, in my opinion. They have Team Rhodes Scholars attacking Daniel Bryan and Kane on the ramp, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying they're kind of giving away the result, really, because they've already been involved in some kind of feud, and now they're involved again, so you kind of know Team Rhodes Scholars are going to win. That is the right decision. I just didn't think you needed to give it away, really.
No, again, it's a bit of a shame that Rey Mysterio is missing these shows, so it is emphasising more that Cody Rhodes and Sandow are going to get the win. So I think they're trying to emphasise it a bit strongly, so I'll be really, really surprised now if Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara win.
Yeah, I would be surprised too. That it's not going to happen. I mean, Daniel Bryan and Kane can work as both heel and face, so you never really know. But it's definitely going to be Team Rhodes Scholars, in my opinion. Next segment, you have Antonio Cesaro versus Ted DiBiase. Firstly, Cesaro making fun of American music and Sun Studios, saying it's not part of his America. At least that's a nice way of getting him on TV every week, having him being from Europe, being this European guy and making fun of America. At least that kind of helps his gimmick and may help people care about him a little bit more or get him some damn heel heat for once.
But at the minute, it's not working for me.
Okay, fair enough. You then also, the one thing I don't get here is Ted DiBiase he's just returned. No hype, no build, just to lose to Cesaro. Are you kidding me? You have Ted DiBiase return to lose to Cesaro. It's like, could you not build it up a little bit or something?
Very true, but every person that Cesaro goes against, possible few people. My favourite was going to be Tyson Kidd. Possible opponents he could have, possible feuds he has. He just beats him and that's it. So who is actually going to be the one to give Cesaro his feud? I'm expecting it to be Christian when he returns, but right now he could have a filler feud, but he's beaten everyone, so to be honest, it's not working for me. I
guess my question is, why not have Ted DiBiase return and beat Cesaro and maybe do a feud that way? Why not? I mean, who else have you really got to feud with Cesaro right now, apart from possibly Christian, like you said? So, confusing, but yeah, we'll just move on from that. Heath Slater versus Brodus Clay. Jinder and Drew distract Brodus Clay so Slater can beat him. Why the fuck is a Heath Slater going over a Brodus Clay?
This goes back to what I've been saying for a long time now. I do not care for Brodus Clay. The WWE don't care about him as much as they would say, oh, we've got big plans for Brodus Clay. There was this frustrated Brodus Clay. I thought, there we go. We've got a good, strong character for him. That quickly went. So right now, there's no reason for me to want to get behind Brodus Clay. So this match, as well as the stupid faction they're in, they all sucked.
So who do you care more about, if you had to answer this question? Do you care more about the Funkasaurus Brodus Clay or 3MB? Answer. Do you care more about Brodus Clay?
Yeah.
Exactly what I thought. How can you take a guy like Drew McIntyre, the Chosen One, and Jinder Mahal, and make them into this stupid 3MB group, which no one can take seriously? I just don't get it. Natalya versus Layla. You had Eve on commentary. Do you care about this segment?
The way it finished, no, because it just got a kick to the head. It was an okay move, but Natalya, they're not really treating the Divas any better. So every Divas match, even if the performance is good, I still don't care.
And I guess just going back to the last segment quickly, it seems like the WWE writers are just sort of seeing how big of a joke we can make of this faction now. It's like, oh, we've got this faction now. Let's see if we can make a joke out of them. But yeah, we'll move on from that. The main event of the evening was Sheamus versus Wade Barrett. Now, to start off with, backstage interview with Wade Barrett was very good in that it told an effective story in the sense that he was going to go out there and try and do Big Show a favour, how Sheamus is stupid for wanting this match when he's got such a big match. It covered a lot in a short space of time, and that is what Barrett is one of Barrett's big strengths.
And that's the thing, even though he bashed his return and how stupid it was done, when Barrett goes on the mic, you can expect really strong, picking himself up, making him look like a threat, make his future look good. So for his backstage segment, I really enjoyed it, clapped, loved it. Obviously, even though the match was still set, that Teddy Long, Eve. I don't know who made the match. Yeah.
Booker?
Whoever made the match of those three. It was a stupid backstage
It's quite a coincidence his name is Booker, as he is. He is like essentially the Booker of Smackdown in TV.
Like I said earlier, we knew the result of this match.
Yeah, I mean, Sheamus versus Barrett in a lumberjack match, so Big Show couldn't interfere, etc. Just want to say this now. I can't believe that WWE have beat this match to death. We've had it twice on Raw, a couple of times on SmackDown before, and now we've had it in the main event, and I'm sitting there thinking, this was a potential pay-per-view feud, and it now pretty much ends on free TV. I just don't get this philosophy with WWE, why they're putting the same matches out there, which down the line could be really good pay-per-view matches that could draw money, and this is just lowering the effectiveness of this match, which I feel could draw some money, of ever drawing really much money now.
The sad thing is, even though, let's say, Ziggler's the second one to lose his cash-in, I think Sheamus and Barrett for the title would have been a really strong feud, because I think Barrett could have been the one to take the belt off Sheamus, but now it's done, dusted. A chance it could still happen in a one-on-one clean match instead of a lumberjack, but at the minute, it's been done too many times already now.
I mean, Sheamus and Barrett in a TV feud. I mean, who the fuck come up with that idea? I will say this, though. Despite the fact that Barrett lost, I don't like him losing, but at least he's not facing a jobber. He is in a main event spot. Therefore, he feels a little bit more important than what he did before when they were bringing him, having him squashing through jobbers and not really doing that much. I will say that as a positive to this segment, because there really isn't that many. Sheamus beats Wade Barrett clean. Of course, we kind of knew this was going to come at some point after doing it 3 times. Before the result, though, the Lumberjacks start fighting. Then you have Kane and Daniel Bryan coming out to combat and chase off the Road Scholars before we got the decisive Sheamus Brogue kick for the win.
The sad thing about this is that this would have been a perfect time to have kept the Barrett, fighting thing going, he could have been one of the wrestlers to gone up there and just started taking everyone down with his fighting skills. I think they missed that opportunity, but the sad thing is, Barrett looked like he was escaped, looked like he could have got Sheamus as soon as he got in the ring, but obviously Sheamus got the win.
Yeah, I just question really having this match end clean on free TV. I don't know why WWE booked the things like this. I mean, come on, Ed Korsky, come on, dude. Ending Sheamus and Wade Barrett on free TV. That was like TNA, in my opinion, making Rude beat Storm clean on free TV last year. The one that, exactly. It's kind of similar to that, in my opinion. You didn't get, so we got the result, which we didn't like too much, but there we go. We got to move on from that. Then you have Dolph Ziggler coming in to try and cash in Money in the Bank on Sheamus, and then Big Show comes down and knocks him out, guessing because he wants to face Sheamus at the pay-per-view and he wants Ziggler to not have part in it. Do you think they're teasing this cash in at Hell in a Cell now and he's going to cash it in? I think he will.
It could have been the way to go if, let's say, Big Show just picked an easier opponent, which would have been Ziggler. It could have been one way to go, so I'm pretty surprised that Big Show didn't want Sheamus to get screwed. He wanted to face Sheamus, even after Sheamus' big booking. But I guess they're trying to make the feud look like Big Show actually wants Sheamus. Yeah. That was okay done. And I do expect Ziggler just to hurry this along now. I do think that Ziggler's going to cash in at Hell in a Cell.
He's going to have to cash in soon, isn't he? Because it's going to get to Survivor Series, then Royal Rumble, and it's going to be like, well, you've got to get this cash in done over. Because I don't think they're ever going to book him as a legit champion. So why not just do it now?
There is one thing I want to say as we wrap up this video. There's been reports, which it's definitely not going to happen, that Ziggler could use his briefcase to cash on the WWE champion. And I'm totally against that, just because they've got different ideas for Hell in a Cell with Ryback and that. I'm totally against it. So I say stick to Sheamus, because Sheamus needs to lose that belt.
I don't even see that news, so I don't even know. But if he's got a SmackDown Money in the Bank, how the hell can he cash it in on a Raw champion? But anyway, your overall thoughts on this week's edition of SmackDown?
It covered what it needed to. It had quite strong with the tag teams. We've got direction with some wrestlers. All I'll say is that there was predictable matches.
Yeah, I mean, I felt this SmackDown was better than usual. I would go as far as to say it was a good show. There was some stuff in there that has been beaten to death, like Barrett and Sheamus, but there was some new stuff on there, some good tag action on there, some good action on the show itself, and some feuds with progress. I still think we have, 5 matches at Hell in a Cell, maybe 6 now with the IC Championship. Divas Championship will be done down the line somewhere, I don't really know. But overall, I would say, as a TV show, this was a lot more interesting and entertaining than the general SmackDown that we get, which seems like filler. So for me, it was a pretty decent to good SmackDown. One of the best I've seen in quite some time, I believe. Even though Sheamus beat Barrett clean, and they've essentially ended that feud on free TV. But anyway, yeah, you give us your thoughts on SmackDown down in the comment section below. We've been the British Fist.
Coaching.
I'm going to hand you over now to the... you put your collar down, young man. You rabble. And then you do an outro. You rabble.
Wade Barrett, what the hell are they doing to you? All I can say now from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, thank you very much for tuning to another British Fist SmackDown review. And until next time, YouTubers, goodbye.